Happy Sunday. A little bit of coffee. Hey, we have Heart Attack Monday coming up on the 10th of March. And you might wonder, what the heck? Yeah, that's when the time changes. That's when you lose an hour of sleep. And it causes a lot of problems in the body, especially if you're stressed, if you have Syndrome X, if you have some issues that you need to take care of. So let's assume for a moment that you don't want to, follow the proper human diet, but you really don't want to wind up in the hospital on Monday. Here are a couple things you can do. First, let me explain a little bit of the history of this deal. Accordingly, this was designed in 1918, and it was used again during the Second World War in order to allow enough light for people to get home, so if they had to, darken ship, so to speak, so they didn't get bombed or whatever. I guess that's kind of a good thing, right? Ben Franklin actually mentioned a daylight savings time idea a couple of centuries ago. It's not really conducive for the human being. And I have heard anecdotes that suggest that big food continues daylight savings time because if it's lighter later, people tend to eat more fast food out. They go to restaurants, they do this and that. The Mexican government actually ran a real survey because they really wanted to find out and obviously save money on electricity, and they found out that there is no savings in electricity using the daylight savings model. So Mexico canceled it last year, thank God. Except for a couple of border states that border on the U.S. that keeps their daylight savings time. So there you have the history. It's a big food conspiracy. But what can you do now? You have 2 weeks. Advice worth the price, as my dad would say. What you want to do for the next 10 working days until that Monday the 10th coming up, all right? You want to go ahead and divide those days out. So you have 10 days. So wake up 6 minutes earlier every day. Literally set your clock. Watch, iPhone, whatever the heck. 6 minutes earlier every single day, religiously, and wake up at that time. And that gives your body 6 minutes a day transition, all right? And if you want to go to bed 6 minutes earlier, and turn off the computer, turn off the phone, turn off the tube, whatever it is that you guys have left. Tube. They don't exist anymore. Anyway, turn off the screen. Okay, whatever. But you do that. You back that off 6 minutes. Every day, start reversing your body by 6 minutes. And then, boom, on Monday, you're waking up when you're supposed to. Just 6 minutes earlier from Sunday. It'll give your body a 2-week transition to get used to things, and not a 1 hour lump right at the end. If you're disciplined, especially if you're sick, guys, if you're overweight, if you're metabolically ill, you need to do this thing. Now, who are the prime candidates for Heart Attack Monday? Really quick, these are people with blood pressures in excess of 140/90, their waist over the belly button to height ratio. So take your waist measurement, divide it by your height, and if that's larger than 0.5, put a little check mark. You're in trouble. If your fasting glucose the last time you did it was over 80, you're pushing it. I know they like 100, 120, 126. The medical allopathia du jour model. Screw that. If it's over 80, you're in trouble. And you want to check your triglyceride to HDL ratio. Okay, triglycerides divided by HDL. That cannot be greater than 2. Your triglycerides must be under 100 and your HDL must be over 50. This is optimum. If you're there, then you might be able to take a hit. But those previous data points that I gave you indicate that any 3 of them, 3 of those things, puts you in a very associative category of having your Monday time change heart attack. All right? So anyway, hope this video was a little informative for you. That's the solution. Dr. Barry has an excellent video on this same idea. I had come out with it independently. I mean, there's an old Roman phrase, which I can't remember in Latin, but it says, damn those who've come up with their ideas before us. So Dr. Barry has an excellent video on how to reduce your impact on the time change coming up for most of the American Union. So I guess I'll leave that there. You guys have a great week, and we'll chat with you on the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, be well. Yeah, I always say that, right? Be well.